we celebrate the kid that came here at 18 years of age, retired at 38, and became probably the best dad that we've seen over the last 3 years, man. So in the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out, but in the words of us, not forgotten. Live on, brother.
Supposed to walk around in public with black veils and black dresses and just be in a constant state of mourning for the rest of their lives.
Well, that's extreme, but I would want your business to be private because we still hold these guys in high regards in our mind.
Vanessa Bryant's rumored pregnancy just lit the internet on fire, and now social media's buzzing like it just got hit with a lightning bolt. Then out of nowhere, boom! LeBron James steps right into the chaos, allegedly pulling up on Vanessa in person. Word is, he told her this was pushing it way too far and messing with Kobe's legacy. A line you don't cross. Here's where it gets wild. In a now-deleted live stream that vanished faster than a pirated UFC fight, LeBron supposedly looked dead into the camera and said, "You gotta chill, for real. There's timing, there's respect. Some things you don't do, especially not like this." Nobody's got an official transcript, but fan screen recordings started flooding timelines quicker than viral dance trends on TikTok. So what set King James off like that? For days, the streets have been buzzing nonstop, and the chatter keeps getting louder. Vanessa Bryant's name shot to the top of the trending charts when whispers started flying. She might be pregnant. That alone shocked everybody. But what really made jaws drop harder than a new Jordan release was who people claimed the father might be. Word is, it ain't just some random. Rumors say it's a young, rising baller. No names were dropped, but the internet instantly turned into a full-blown detective squad, like a real-life Among Us stream unfolding in real time. Within hours, wild theories started flying. Some swore it was a Lakers bench warmer. Others claimed it was a rising young hooper she'd been mentoring. Twitter, aka the ultimate drama campus, lost its mind, and the fan reaction? Pure, unfiltered disappointment. But in today's world of deepfakes, AI tricks, and nonstop social media paranoia, plenty of folks weren't buying the story. Still, grainy baby bump pics kept popping up, Reddit threads exploded overnight. And even bored suburban aunties were jumping in with their 2 cents. Everybody had a take. But the second LeBron came at Vanessa directly, the whole situation went from gossip to molten hot chaos. That IG Live might have been less than 5 minutes, but it ripped open a legacy storm that had been quietly simmering since 2020. LeBron wasn't just Kobe's teammate. He was his brother in arms, his equal, his successor. Many believe Kobe passed him the torch, and after that heartbreaking helicopter crash, LeBron carried that grief like a permanent scar. So when rumors started claiming Vanessa could be pregnant by a young baller, LeBron saw it as crossing a sacred boundary. For him, this wasn't just about mourning, it was about protecting a legacy. Some even believe he spoke up not just for Kobe's name, but for his daughters, especially Natalia, who's allegedly been facing online harassment from people trying to drag her into the mess. Now the internet split harder than Drake and Kendrick fan bases. One side's shouting, "Vanessa deserves to move on, let her live," while the others clapping back, "Kobe's only been gone 5 years. You can move on, but not like that, not with some TikTok baller." And then Queen Flip? He dropped the boldest take yet. He said, "You ever notice how Lauren London still gets side-eye whenever she steps out?" And that's exactly the energy Vanessa's feeling right now. There's this unspoken code that when a woman loses an iconic partner, folks expect her to stay in mourning forever. Toxic? Absolutely. But in the culture, it's real. Especially when your man was a legend. Kobe wasn't just her husband, he was a global symbol. And it's like the world decided Vanessa should wear black forever and only crack a smile for her kids. It's unfair. But that's the heavy crown she's wearing. That's why LeBron probably felt it was his duty to step in. Because in the court of public opinion, he's the last Laker king holding the torch. So far, Vanessa hasn't clapped back at Bron directly. But let's be real. She knows how to throw shade without even opening her mouth. Just 2 days later, she reposted a meme with Rihanna's face that said, "Me protecting my peace, not pregnant and having fun all summer." Then she added, I mean, I'm not the only one. Tell me that's not aimed at somebody. No wonder the internet's losing its mind. If the earlier drama was fire, this just turned it into a full-blown inferno.
I don't want to see her move on. I don't want to see Laura London move on. I don't want to see y'all move on.
It's sad. His father died at 69. It's kind of young, Art. 69, an NBA legend. I think he died of a broken heart. I don't know the details. I'm just speculating. But for an NBA legend to be dead at 69, I ain't hear nobody say he had no chronic medical disease or nothing. I think the man died of a broken heart. He might have died of poverty.
Now, let's trace this smoke all the way back to the spark. Because this tension between LeBron and Vanessa Bryant, it didn't just explode overnight. This has been quietly simmering for years, tucked behind paparazzi flashes, kept out of the Lakers locker room, and buried deep in the Bryant family's tangled history. And here's the wildest part. Kobe's not even here to defend himself. Yet somehow, his presence is in every single piece of this mess. This ain't just about a pregnancy rumor or a quick IG live. This is about unfinished business, shattered trust, and scars that never got the chance to heal. Even Kobe Bryant's funeral couldn't bring his family together. Yeah, you heard that right. In what might be one of the coldest moments in NBA history, Kobe's own parents didn't speak at his memorial in the Staples Center, and Vanessa didn't even say their names in her eulogy. Think about that. The man gave LA 5 championships, got 2 jerseys hanging in the rafters, set up his whole family for life. And even in death, he was stuck in a family feud. Here's the backstory. Kobe's bond with his parents, Joe and Pam Bryant, hit a major wall in 2001 when he married Vanessa. She was just 18, he was 22, and they met on a music video set. She was still in high school, and the Bryants, word is, they weren't having it, saying she was way too young. Reports say the Bryants also felt she didn't fit the right image for Kobe. Too young, too Latina, and not the look they wanted for his brand. That friction blew up when Kobe left certain relatives off the wedding guest list. Years later, the bad blood boiled over again, this time over memorabilia. In 2013, Kobe actually sued his own parents for trying to sell his high school jerseys and championship rings without asking. And when that legal storm passed, Kobe shut off the financial support completely. When Kobe's funeral went down, fans instantly clocked the shade, especially Dr. Umar Johnson, aka Black Twitter's dean of hot takes. He tore into Vanessa over how Joe Bryant was treated, and his comments had the culture locked in for a whole week straight. Some folks sided with him, saying Kobe's dad deserved his shine under those bright lights. Others clapped back, arguing Vanessa had every right to run the memorial her way after years of family tension. Either way, the message was loud. Vanessa was drawing hard lines in the sand. And this wasn't gonna be the last time. Then, just when it felt like the Bryant family drama had peaked, Vanessa ended up in a full-on clash with her own mom, Sophia Lane. And it got ugly fast. Sophia claimed she'd been unpaid labor, helping raise Vanessa's daughters, especially after Kobe's death. And in 2020, she sued Vanessa for $5 million, saying Kobe had promised to support her financially for life. Vanessa didn't hold back, firing off a public statement saying, "My mother is continuing to try and find ways to extort a financial windfall from our family." That lawsuit lit up every outlet from the Shade Room to ESPN, and it pulled back the curtain on something deeper. Even her own blood wasn't fully in her corner after Kobe passed. Maybe, just maybe, that's why she's built those walls so high, and why she might have snapped when LeBron pressed her on IG. Let's be real, being Vanessa isn't just being a mom, it's being the keeper of a billion-dollar brand. Nike's still making bank off Kobe merch, the Mamba Foundation's still running strong, and every time someone says Black Mamba, the world expects Vanessa to show up looking polished, grieving, respectable, and inspirational, all at once.
You know, amongst in the community.
What's the rule?
What community? Listen, the community that I'm from.
Okay.
And that
in his community.
Yes, and the rule is, I mean, of course, in life she's supposed to move on. She can live her life and stuff like that. I mean, it's been 5 years and all that, and that's her choice if that was true. But nigga, when it comes to morals and principles in our mind, whatever mental world that I'm in, nigga, I'm not. That's cold.
But what's the moral?
I don't want to see you move on.
But seriously, how long can anyone be expected to live in permanent mourning? Her IG, always flawless. Her statements, straight out of a lawyer's playbook. Her public looks, a mix of Fashion Nova heat and Oscar de la Renta elegance. No slip-ups, no scandals. So the second she even looks pregnant, the streets go wild. Why? Because folks want her frozen in time, still married to a memory, still raising Kobe's daughters, still wearing that Mamba crown like it's glued on. And that's why we loop back to LeBron's IG Live. He didn't pop off just because Vanessa might be pregnant. That was the surface layer. The theory flying around online? Bron's frustration cuts way deeper. He feels like Kobe's legacy is under siege, from Nike cashing in on Mamba merch, to clout chasers turning Kobe quotes into thirst traps, to whispers about Vanessa linking with a young hooper. And now, LeBron's carrying the weight of being the last Laker elder statesman. That's why his IG Live hit like a gut punch. For him, it wasn't about whether Vanessa can move on. It was about what that move means. It felt like a chapter closing without a proper send-off for the man he calls a brother. And you gotta feel for Natalia Bryant, Kobe's oldest. She just graduated, carving out her own path, Vogue spreads, red carpets, all while getting blinded by paparazzi, drowning in troll DMs, and having every move stamped with Kobe's daughter in the comments. Now throw in rumors that your mom might be pregnant, and the whole world debating if it's too soon. How do you even breathe through that? These whispers don't just land on Vanessa, they shake the entire family, still trying to stay standing after a loss that huge. That's probably why LeBron, as a dad himself, felt he had to step in, even if it wasn't really his lane to drive through. Let's not sugarcoat it. The internet's reaction to this was peak toxic chaos. The Shade Room dropped 5 posts in a row picking apart Vanessa's every outfit. TikToks popped up with side-by-side clips, creepy conspiracy music playing over bump analysis. Streamers were reacting live like it was the NBA draft, and fake DMs from so-called sources were flying through timelines like free samples at a food court. And still, not one solid piece of proof that she's pregnant has surfaced. This is what happens when a woman becomes the face of a legend and then dares to take a step forward. And that's why this storm isn't going anywhere, because it didn't start with an IG Live. It started years back, with generational scars, fame, grief, and the myth that the Bryant family was untouchable. Vanessa's buried her husband, clapped back at her own mother, gone head-to-head with Nike, sued the LA County Sheriff's Department over those leaked crash photos, and still walks out in public looking unshaken. But this clash with LeBron? It tore the curtain clean off. It reminded everybody that behind the perfect IG feed, the Nike checks, and the staged public smiles, Vanessa is still carrying the weight of Kobe's shadow. And that shadow is heavy as hell. This was never just about a pregnancy rumor. It's about who controls Kobe's legacy. Is it LeBron, the one who picked up the Laker torch? Is it Vanessa, the woman who stood by him through championships, scandals, and tragedy? Or is it the people, the fans, the culture, the online world who refuse to let go of the Kobe Bryant legend? Mamas, money, and madness. You ever hear the saying, the real war starts after the funeral? In Kobe's case, it hits different. Because ever since the Black Mamba's tragic passing, the smoke behind the scenes hasn't cleared for a second. And it's way deeper than wild fan theories or thirsty TMZ headlines. We're talking lawsuits, betrayals, inheritance drama, leaked crash photos, family cutoffs, and loyalty tests that feel like they were ripped straight from a Hulu docuseries. And dead center in all of it, Vanessa Bryant, the same woman who once seemed untouchable, standing with poise at the funeral honoring Kobe and Gianna, is now one of the most talked about and debated widows in celebrity culture. And the madness? It just won't stop. This saga didn't begin with LeBron's IG Live. That was just the match on a house drenched in gasoline since 2020. And let's be real, every chapter since has been pure chaos. At the root of it all, like most messy family feuds, it circles back to one thing: money. Insiders claim Kobe left his parents barely anything. And by barely, they mean nothing at all. His estate, estimated at over $600 million, went entirely to Vanessa Bryant and the Bryant Family Trust, leaving Joe and Pam Bryant with zero stake. Even before Kobe passed, he was quietly sending his parents money just to keep things calm. But once he was gone, that money flow stopped cold. and the cracks in the family were already deep. One of the ugliest moments came when his parents tried selling his high school memorabilia, including championship rings and jerseys, to a collector. Kobe was furious. So furious he hit them with a cease and desist, dragging the whole thing to court. In the end, his parents were forced to issue a public apology, and the buyer only walked away with a few pieces. But the emotional scars, those never healed.
Internet has been crazy the last couple of days about this Vanessa Bryant story. I know y'all have heard it at this point. There was a rumor going on for the last 3 or 4 days that Vanessa Bryant, the widow of Kobe Bryant, was pregnant. Then there was another rumor that she was not only pregnant, but potentially pregnant by a young baller, basketball player.
A young baller.
That was the quote that was in the news. It said a young baller. I'm assuming they meant basketball player.
Fast forward to 2020. Joe Bryant passed away at 69. No big funeral, no headlines, no public tribute from Vanessa. Just silence. And of course, Dr. Umar Johnson had to weigh in. And as always, he brought pure smoke. To some, it looked like Vanessa didn't just bury her husband, she buried the bridge back to Kobe's roots. And just when it seemed like the drama couldn't get any heavier, her own mother, Sophia Lane, came swinging with a lawsuit that had jaws dropping. Sophia, the same woman who helped raise Vanessa's daughters, claimed she was basically the family's unpaid nanny, demanding $96 an hour, 12 hours a day, adding up to a wild $5 million in back pay. Here's the kicker. Sophia was living in a Bryant-owned home, driving a Bryant-paid car, surrounded by professional nannies already on Kobe's payroll, all while enjoying that lifestyle for years. And after Kobe's death, she still dragged her own daughter into court. Vanessa clapped back hard, took the house, took the car, and cut her mom off completely. That mother-daughter beef has never been squashed. When comedian Luanell caught wind of the lawsuit, she went in, and it was the verbal slap heard all over YouTube. She said out loud what plenty were already whispering. Kobe was the glue, the peacemaker, the provider. The only thing holding the whole family together. And once Kobe was gone, it felt like everyone was reaching for a piece of Vanessa. Even retired NBA player Sebastian Telfair jumped in, but not to take a straight shot at her. Instead, he sympathized with Kobe's parents, pointed out how Kobe's obsession with basketball might have fractured his family, and then hinted that Vanessa herself had a hand in keeping that divide alive. Translation? Once Kobe was gone, Vanessa decided who stayed blessed and who got cut off cold. But before anyone rushes to judge, you gotta ask, was Kobe too love-struck to see the full picture? Some insist the split with his family started the exact moment he met Vanessa. Comedian Aries Spears and others have even said Kobe's parents never wanted him to marry her, and that wound never healed. Now that he's gone, the debate rages on. Was he blind or just loyal to the core? Because the paper trail is messy. Parents left out of the will, mother-in-law suing his widow, and a legacy now tangled in a civil war, with the people closest to him standing like rivals on opposite ends. So why would LeBron James step into this mess now? Simple. He saw the Kobe saga from inside the circle. He felt the tension, knew the fractures, and watched the pain unfold. And now, with Vanessa rumored to be moving on, true or not, Bron saw it as a direct hit to the code. That IG Live wasn't just shade, it was a warning shot. A signal to Vanessa, the fans, and the culture. You don't get to rewrite Kobe's legacy, not like this. But here's the twist. Vanessa never asked for this role. She didn't sign up to be the keeper of the Mamba flame. The world handed her that crown and chained it to her head. She's buried her husband, buried her daughter, been dragged into lawsuits, faced family betrayal, battled Nike, lost in-laws, shielded her kids. And still, the world demands she stay flawless forever. She can't move without backlash. She can't post without drama. She can't even exhale without someone shouting, "What about Kobe?" It's the curse of being a public widow, a crown that looks like a blessing, but weighs heavy like chains you can't take off. And the real question now isn't about IG Lives, lawsuits, family feuds, or pregnancy rumors. Strip all that noise away, and one question still thunders louder than the rest. Who really owns Kobe Bryant's legacy? Is it Vanessa, who stood by him for over 20 years? raised his children, and faced every storm head-on? Is it LeBron, the spiritual heir to the Lakers' throne? Is it the fans who worship him, protect him, and guard his name like it's gold? Or is it his parents who brought him into this world, raised him, and then watched it all explode? Here's the truth. Kobe's legacy is being fought over like an empire with no king, and everybody from family to peers to the culture wants their slice before it's gone. So what's next? Maybe it starts here. Let Vanessa breathe. Stop treating Kobe like he was untouchable. Stop expecting widows to wear black forever. Stop asking fathers to turn on their kids and wives to carry an empire on their backs. Maybe, just maybe, we let the legacy breathe. The Mamba is gone. Let the man, the myth, and the madness finally rest in peace. If you were locked in for this deep dive, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that subscribe for more jaw-dropping breakdowns. And I'll see you in the next one.